Hello everyone. In the last lecture we started the new unit which is traffic engineering and control, and today we are going to learn a further concept related to it. So welcome to our channel. I am Professor Kakade VD and we are learning subject transportation engineering. So in the last lecture, we have discussed what is mean by traffic engineering, what is the traffic engineering study, and what is its necessary, and what are the different types of the traffic studies. And at the end of the video, we have started a new topic which is passenger car unit. Okay, so last lecture we have discussed what is meant by passenger car unit, and now we are going to learn the all remaining concept related to it. Okay, so passenger car unit, or in the simple language or in ordinary language we have called it as a PCU, which is nothing but the classified, or we can say converting factor of a vehicle. While studying a vehicle or while surveying a traffic or conducting any kind of study, there need to be us converting all the things in a simple format. So passenger car unit, it is in order to convert a different vehicle classes into a one class, such as passenger convert factor, which is known as passenger car unit. So in the simple language, passenger car unit is the one criteria where we have convert the another type of vehicle into with respect to the passenger car unit. So here the standard thing is considered as a passenger car, which is required to convert, or by the respect or reference to that we have convert the whole or different types of vehicle into that particular unit. Okay, this helps in deciding the relative importance of a route and phasing the road development program. In order to convert the different vehicle classes to one class, such as passenger car, conversion factor known as passenger car unit. Okay, in the simple language we called it as a PCU. Okay, passenger car unit. So which are the different factors which affect on the passenger car unit are, it depend upon the factors like environmental and climatic condition. How the environment and climatic condition are there are considered as the passenger car unit. If there is a severe environment, then the traffic which is maximally of a heavy traffic, there will not be any simple or very light traffic like taxi, car, etc. So that kind of the factors which affect on the value of passenger car unit. Okay, next is it depend upon the factor like dimension, power, speed, acceleration and braking characteristics. Okay, so I already told you that one car or passenger car is considered as a one unit. Okay, with respect to it, the characteristics of the vehicle changes, the value also changes with respect to the passenger car. And how the value changes, on which parameter it showed here, like dimension, power, speed, acceleration and braking characteristics. Okay, and the last is it depend upon the factors like roadway characteristics, which includes a road geometry, access control, rural or urban road and type of intersection. That kind of the things are affect on the value of passenger car unit. Okay, So in the next side, in the middle of board, there is a values, one table, okay, where the one column is showing a type of vehicle and another showing the PCU, which is nothing but the passenger car unit, where it's showing the how the value is converting to the different vehicles are converting into the PCU. That car, taxi, pickup, that kind of vehicle are considered as one unit from the passenger car unit point of view. Cycle, bike, okay, bicycle or three-wheeler like rickshaw are considered as 0.5 unit. Okay, so here the all second criteria vehicles are consuming less amount of area on the road, less amount of length, and it does not require that much of clearance, and that's why it is considered as a 0.5. Then bus and trucks, the value is 3 to 4, where the bus and trucks are having a much more length, weight also, and it is very difficult to overtake that kind of the heavy or long length vehicle. So that's why their value also increases, so that as compared to, you could see that as compared to the car, the bus is having more than 3 to 4 times its all the properties and characteristics. So the weight also increases, the length also increases, the braking efficiency, power also increases. So that's why the bus and truck is considered as 3 to 4 times more than the passenger car. So the passenger car unit of this vehicle is considered as 3 to 4. Next is the horse-drawn cart. It considered as a tanga, okay, which is not available nowadays, but it considered as 4. So why it is considered as 4, having a not much more length? So here are the one reason like that. The all vehicle could not be stick to it, or there must be a sufficient amount of clearance from animal drawn vehicle. Okay, it required some space, okay, and it having a less power, so there is no pickup consideration here. So that's why the horse drawn cart is considered as 4 PCU. And now bullock cart, okay, so consider one thing is that, imagine if you are driving a bike, okay, so by the half a foot or a foot, 1 feet distance, you could stay beside the bus, okay, but that much of a clearance is not considered for the bullock cart. Okay, you might be keep some more distance from that kind of the vehicle or a bullock from animal drawn carts, because there is a chances of something damaging action might be happen here. So that's why it is having the passenger car unit 6. Next is the traffic flow capacity. Okay, so these are the passenger car units. So when if there are survey or counting a vehicle, not every time we are able to count it as a different vehicle, so that for all the vehicle we just mark it as its passenger car unit. Okay, and or we could do one thing, like we could provide more men or more person to count the vehicle, and each person will count a different vehicle or different type of vehicle, and it will mark as a 1, and then it at the final, when there is a time of analysis, we could convert according to its passenger car unit. Okay, so we could able to understand how much length it acquired, how much weight or bearing capacity should be there, okay, or power to design the signals, okay. So these are the major factors or the values which affected by these factors, and how these passenger car unit applicable for the next analysis. Our next topic is traffic flow capacity, where we are going to find out different parameters or terms we will know, that like traffic density, traffic volume, traffic capacity. In the capacity there are basic capacity, possible capacity. That kind of a concept is important, okay. So here traffic density, okay. So in a traffic density you would see one thing like that, the number of vehicle occupying a unit length of lane of a roadway at a given instant, usually, okay, at a given instant. If you consider that, what if someone is asking you what is the density of a traffic for the next 1 kilometer, so you have to count each and every vehicle which is occupy that particular length of road and tell that person there is a assume 4,000 vehicle per kilometer or 200 vehicle per kilometer, okay. So this is known as a traffic density. Why we require traffic density? We have to find out it to calculate the timing of a signal system, okay. So when there is a highest value of a traffic signal, when there is a highest value of a traffic density, when there is a traffic jam, there will be maximum density at that road. So how much a road could carry the vehicle per kilometer is showing by this traffic density value. So when there is a traffic jam system, okay, traffic jam condition, there will be maximum traffic density value, okay. Then traffic density, after traffic density there is a, so the unit is vehicle per kilometer, okay. So traffic density is vehicle per kilometer. Next point is the traffic volume. Here we are also going to study what is the traffic volume study, okay. So number of vehicle running on a specific direction, okay, or on a specific road which passes a given cross section or point during specific unit time is termed as traffic volume, okay. So here what we are considering one section, one line or one point on any specific road, from where if any vehicle passes past the particular section or particular line, then that vehicle considered as one, okay, for the specific time, okay, specific time. Here the minimum time is considered as 15 minutes and maximum considered as years, okay, 2 year, 4 year, 5 years, okay. So traffic volume could be find out. Why we require a traffic volume? To find out which road or which section of a road is important, where the maximum traffic is running from the particular section, okay, or to avoid the traffic jam condition, and understanding the what the measure should be provided for that condition. We required this point, okay, we required this kind of the values. Okay, so if someone is saying that there are 4 roads, okay, if there is an intersection and there are 4 roads, from road number 1 having a traffic volume around we could say that 4,000 or 3,000 vehicle per hour, second one is a 2,000, third one is a 400, and next one is the around 1,000, then we could understand this. The first one is the road number 1 is the most important, because maximum vehicle are crossing the line of that vehicle. Okay, sorry, it's crossing the line of that particular road. So that's why providing the traffic solution to that road is a priority for any traffic engineer. Okay, so that you could avoid the traffic jam condition, you could provide a overbridge signaling system, you could provide signs and many more things. Okay, so that's why we are studying these points like traffic density, traffic volume, traffic capacity. Okay, so traffic capacity is the ability of a road to run the traffic volume in terms of traffic capacity. Okay, each term has traffic capacity. Okay, how much the traffic volume running from the road is known as traffic capacity. So traffic volume equal to traffic density into traffic speed. Okay, so for today we are going to stop here. In the next video we are learning next thing and the next study, and actually we are starting different studies for that. Okay, so thank you for watching the video.